rocking with your boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, the Knicks did all this unloading, losing all these picks they had, which to me was, you know, will end bad if they don't go get Jalen Brunson. They need Jalen Brunson. They need to do everything to grab Brunson. Pay him. If you gotta spend some bread, spend it. You guys messed up when you didn't get Schroeder. So now you have a chance to get Brunson. You had a chance to trade, I believe, for De'Aaron Fox, and you guys still didn't get it. So in my opinion, what they need to do is do everything to get Brunson. Now, they did hire Rick Brunson, his dad, Jalen Brunson's dad, Rick Brunson, as assistant coach for the New York Knicks. The Knicks need to do everything in their power to get him, because what he does is he stretches the floor. He stretches the floor. And by him stretching the floor, that gives defenders problems. That means Julius Randle will be able to do what he does, doesn't have to focus on giving the ball up to everybody. RJ Barrett can play his game. And that's just how I look at it. Now Dallas is going to do what they can to bring him back, but the Knicks need to do that ASAP. They need to go for him right now. Because if you have a backcourt with Brunson and Barrett, that'll be a good backcourt. Both guys can play defense. Both guys could, do their thing on offense. And then all you have to do is just add to your bench. But you want to get Brunson as your starter. You need Brunson as your starter. He'll be great at doing that. He can also post up. He can do other things. He can play all three levels. Create his own shot, and he can create shots for others. Which is very key in this league. And, New York will be dangerous next year if they can do that. But they need to do everything to get him. So, whatever you have to do, do it. Because then you can move Fournier back to the bench. You'll have a real point out there. You can get you a three. Get you a guy who can play the three and go from there. If I'm also on New York, I try to look into Bobby Portis as well. I'll try to bring him back to New York. Bobby Portis is very underrated. He can stretch the floor. He can do a lot of good things. But New York needs to go get him ASAP. And I ain't talking about Rocky. Because that's why they cleared up all that cap space. Cleared all that room to bring him over. The Knicks are trying to win now. They're tired of the draft. They're tired of doing all this. They're good. What up, Q? What up, DC? DC and Q Lee in the house. But we gonna see. You know, this is gonna be big for the Knicks. The Knicks are gonna have to do something. They've got to bring in somebody. They've got to bring in that point guard. Brunson would be a solid point guard for them. So whatever they got to do, pay that man and bring him over there. Stop being cheap. See, that's the problem. Y'all be trying to get people for the cheap, and when they don't perform, then you try to throw them under the bus. It's like, nah. Y'all the ones who underpaying guys, not paying guys their money. I believe that'll push the Knicks over top. Not to a championship, but that'll help them get to the playoffs. What we saw with Brunson last season is his game got better. The year before, he was coming off the bench. You know, he was doing his thing. He was coming off the bench killing. So now, him as a starter, Brunson made the offense a whole lot better because he was able to take pressure off of Luka. Now, when Luka got hurt, Brunson started shining. He started stepping up, hitting big shots, controlling the offense, controlling the pace, getting the ball to the guys who he needed to make shots. You know, he would get his shot here and there, but he would keep the flow of the offense moving. He's an underrated floor general. But that's how I look at it. Now, people are saying also, yo, they could trade for Brunson. Brogdon. Brogdon would be a good piece as well. You know, Brogdon about 6'5" almost. He can shoot the three real well. He can get to the mid-range. He's also played good in clutch situations. So, you know. That'd be great to see. Now, do they move on from Julius Randle? You have some people saying, yeah, move on from Randle, but who would you get for him? Who would you get from Julius Randle? Because it's not going to be a lot of people who want him because, you know, you got to understand, people watch like what you do when you're in other places. They see how adversity hits you. They watch adversity and then they try to see, well, how would this guy fit on our team? What would we be willing to give up for Julius Randle? Is he even worth giving up a lot for us? Some people will say no. Some people will say he has not exhibited himself as being a true number one. And he hasn't. Regular season, yeah. Playoffs, no. And then in this year's regular season, people figured out how to stop him, how to shut him down from getting to the arm basket. What's up, Tribe? The team that had the best draft, I think, was the Houston Rockets. Then I would say Memphis. Then I would say the Pistons. I would put Orlando at 4 or 5. I like the kid they got from Michigan. That was a good pick, and I like Paolo. So I believe the Magic were in the top 5, and then trying to think. But the best team I believe was the Houston Rockets and then Memphis. So that's who I believe had the best draft. The Houston Rockets are going to be dangerous. That's a team that I worry about, is them. They're going to be dangerous. They're not going to make it to the play-in, but they're going to beat some teams. Those young boys are going to be ready in about 2 years or 3. Detroit got a team that can win now. If they could grab Aiden. If they're able to get DeAndre Aiden, they'll be fine. So Detroit did well because you got a guy on the side of Cade Cunningham who can create his own shot and who's explosive. And that'll help Cade out a lot because Cade like, cool, I ain't got to score that much. I can just move the ball and get the ball to who I need to give it to. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting season. What's up, Nets World? Yeah, I know, Melo Brooks. What up? Yeah, I didn't like that. They traded Melton. Yeah, they traded DeAnthony Melton. That's gonna hurt him because he was a good defender and he could hit them shots when you needed him to. Y'all gonna miss that guy. But the Grizzlies will be fine. By adding Kessler, they had a guy who could play defense. It is what it is. The Knicks, they need to go after Brunson. They need to get Brunson. And they'll be fine for next year. So, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna holler at y'all later, man. Just wanted to give y'all that update. Y'all be safe. I'm out. Easy.